Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest acquisition, a 1955 Fairlane Crown Victoria. Now we'll tell you all the details about what that means in a minute. Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our 1955 Ford Fairlane Crown Victoria. Now you're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we're going to do a cold start, a walk around, which is really good for giving you more of the details of the car and you can take a closer look. It's always one of those good things. Now you can also find all of our inventory online at www.ellingsonmotorcars.com. So you'll see our latest acquisitions, our newest arrivals, and our current inventory, which is very close to 100 classic and collectible cars that range all the way from cars back in the 20s all the way up into the 70s and beyond. So if you're looking for a classic car, Ellingson Motorcars is the place to come to. But today we're going to talk about the 1955 Ford, which I tell you was a nice transition from the 54. They made lots of improvements in looks and styling and things of that sort. You know, longer hood, flatter. One of the biggest things that I like about these cars is the chrome that goes on the front of the fender and goes all the way down. It makes that big bing zip and it goes down all the way to the back. So it makes the car look like it's moving when it's sitting still. Again, it's a Ford Crown Victoria. I'll tell you what that is in a moment when I walk a little farther to the back. But it's got the 272 V8 Ford, which is a nice motor for this 1955, a new engine for them. And it's even got power steering. You know, a lot of these old cars out of the 50s didn't have power steering, but I'll tell you what, it's one of the nicest accessories that you can have on one of these old cars. I mean, not that we're parallel parking every day, but it just makes for a nicer ride going down the road. And then there's, of course, other things that they can improve on as well, but that's probably one of the nicest accessories that these old cars have. Beautiful chrome on this car. Love the front headlights with the eyebrows across the top and kind of a futuristic rocket ship type hood ornament, which is really, really cool. What a great color combination. If this isn't one of the better color combinations in the world for a 50s car, I don't know what is. Torch red, snowshoe white. I mean, it just sets itself up, and especially when you have the full wheel covers with the wide whites. I mean, it just pops when you see this car in the daylight or at night or whatever. When it goes by, it just has that really, it just glows. I mean, one of those things. But getting back to what I was talking about, it is the Crown Victoria. The Victoria being the more of the hard top, where the Crown Victoria has the Tierra chrome piece that goes over the top. I guess that's what they would call that. And it's it's not really a hard top per se, and it's kind of like, you know, it has a roll-up window, of course, but, you know, with this in here and the B-pillar, it kind of makes it more of a coupe type deal. Back windows go down a little bit for air circulation, but for the most part, this was the big change. This was the big thing that everyone was looking for. Really a styling deal with the chrome that goes all the way around. Now, of course, not only did they make these, they did make even a Skyliner, which would be a glass top in here, and that was just one of the other options on the Crown Victorias. Take a look at the inside in this car. I mean, it is certainly 50s personified. Absolutely beautiful interior with the white, with the red inserts. I mean, full steering wheel. I like this fact that the speedometer has the glass on it, that where the sun comes in and you can see the gauges really, really clearly. Has a factory radio and even a clock in this particular car. So it was someone had added a few of those extra things when they purchased this car when it was ordered new. And you had to choose everything back in the 50s. I mean, you had to check off everything. This is someone took a check off and they put dual outside chrome mirrors, which was something that you had to check off because it wouldn't come that way otherwise. I'm taking a look at the back here. It has one of those 50s items that many people, either you love them or hate them. I particularly like them. It's the Continental kit. I mean, that's where your spare tire was on the back, mounted on the car, added a little length to the car, gave it kind of a personal touch, kind of a really an interesting thing. Still doesn't take up any room in the trunk area, which, you know, for golf clubs, that's what we're looking for today. Probably back in those days, you had to haul the groceries or go on the trip to grandma's or whatever and throw all the suitcases in the back. You know, the leg room in these cars is so much better than some of the new cars today. I just can't get over the fact that, you know, this was a comfortable car. It was something that you could get in, drive cross country, and, you know, get to where your destination was and still feel good. You know, again, I said that she's a V8 in this car, dual exhaust, and it's just kind of one of those things, gives it a little more performance, if you will. And yeah, it's just one of those really, really neat old cars. Now, you can find all of our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it. It's always interesting, you know, give you information about this car, all the other cars that we currently have in inventory, and cars that we've had in the past as well. So if you're perusing the internet, love old cars, take a look at all the stuff that Ellingson has in stock now and what it had in the past. Maybe you'll find a car and say, I want one just like that, and you can check our inventory. So yeah, 55 Ford, beautiful car, great color combination, power steering, makes it go down the road nice, and it is, like I said, the new body style for Ford, Fairlane. Obviously, Henry Ford's lived on Fairlane, and that's where they came up with the name for this particular car, which is kind of neat. And yeah, you can come on down and take a look at it in person if you're so inclined. If you're like me, I like to come on down, touch the cars, feel them, take a closer look at them. We're more than happy to have you come by, and we're open Monday through Friday from 10 until 5 and Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. So if you're in the market for a really nifty Ford, if you're a Ford lover, or maybe you want one of your first classic cars, well, here's one of those cars that gets you in the door, really reasonable, and it's just a really good looking car from out of the 50s. So I thank you for visiting this time, and we will see you next time. Thank you much.